Guys, last time we were out here, coaching staff didn't like what we saw. You all know it wasn't good enough. So let's make up for that today and have a great one. I know you got it in you. So let me see that greatness come out.
Wait, set! Ready? Linda! Wait, set! Hit! Wait, set! Wait, 20! Ozzy! Ozzy! Wait, set! 50 seconds! Wait, set! Wait, 80! Hey, goal 66! Wait, set! Green 8! Sugar! Wait, set! 29! Alpha! Regular! Wait, set! Green 80! Wait, 20 hit! Wait, set! 53! Rip! Wait, set! What? Alert! Wait, set! Wait, 20! Wait, hit! Wait, set! Wide, 80! 319 set! Wait, set! Wait, 20! Shadow! Wait,
It's
set.
time to
Round
pick
80.
it up.
Round 80.
Let's go for gold.
72.
All right, man, let's go. Bring it in tight. All right, let me tell you something. Championship teams have one thing in common. Great practice habits. Today was a great practice. And if we...
Hello, everybody. Well, the onset of fall weather, Coach, certainly a welcome occurrence for folks in Silicon Valley, and we've got football on a gorgeous day here in Santa Clara as we are situated at Levi's Stadium. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the New England Patriots and the San Francisco 49ers. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by their quarterback standing at 6'2" from Eastern Illinois. It's Jimmy Garoppolo.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Like 20! Watch his flat, watch his flat! Watch his flat!
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First down, San Francisco, the pickup, 14 yards.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Garoppolo now, first down throw. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. Garoppolo now. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Chung. 30, the 20, 10, and he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Patriot defense has a touchdown.
Now that was a beautiful play. A pick six. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
Oh, you mean with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Extra point good by Gostkowski. And that makes the score 7-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right? Good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Garoppolo completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Garoppolo to throw on 3rd and 1. Goodwin able to haul it in. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Garoppolo now. After the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. He's continuing to be a big presence defensively. Remember last week, AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a big pick right there.
And when you pile up big numbers, it gets everyone's attention. But sometimes the number just needs to be, how many game-changing plays did you make? Did you take the ball away from the other team? He just did that, trying to win the award again this week.
Sony Michel, his first carry. And some space to move right away as he's all the way up to the 30. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
They go play action here on first down. And he rifles one incomplete. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Oh, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Michel. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Brady on the bootleg. That's out to his running back, Michel. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
When a linebacker's able to sit at the 2nd level and see things develop in front of him, as soon as he got a hint that the quarterback was checking it down, he just made a beeline directly for the receiver and ended up making the play.
Now Brady. That's complete to his running back, Burkhead. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Rex Burkhead, his first touchdown on the year. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. Well, early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Set to take over again here on offense, Jimmy G and the 49ers. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I'll guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now Garoppolo. He'll find Taylor. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go. Black 80! Switch it!
Garoppolo going to try and throw on 3rd. On the screen, this is Coleman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
A little bit of daylight on that first down run sets him up nicely. 8 yards on the carry. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. From just shy of midfield, Garoppolo. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Yeah, that screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
And I don't think Edelman will be able to get to this one. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Offense marching back onto the field, and our focus shifts here to Sony Michel. And we check the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
Let's go, defense.
On play action, now Brady. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that will be incomplete. Try to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
When offenses dial up big shots downfield, they're not always for the guys out wide. Sometimes they want to go to their big target, deep downfield, and the defense breathes a sigh of relief. 50-50 balls, not easy to get away from the big targets.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Brady gives to Michel. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. The lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a first after a gain of about 9. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And the Niners get there and bring him down. D Ford able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Tough spot for the Pats now after the sack as Brady will lead them up 3rd and long. Throwing now is Brady. Open man is Gordon, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down.
Throughout his career, Tom Brady has made a living with the quick pass, hasn't he? How about that one? A little slant inside, and I think his arm's gotten stronger throughout his career, too.
Yeah, and you can just see one of many examples of why he's made more trips to the Super Bowl than any other quarterback.
Footwork, intelligence, competitiveness, that's Tom Brady in a nutshell.
Give him 15 yards on that one, and New England has a first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join, who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. From the 24, Brady under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Getting the sack, the 227-pound linebacker, Quan Alexander.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Credit the sack to the Oregon Duck, DeForest Buckner. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Let's go.
The 49ers getting set to trot out there. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you get this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
This time they'll just keep this on the ground. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll get started out on the West Coast in Oakland, and it's the Bills who have the lead in that one. Zay Jones, a touchdown reception. From there, let's make the trek down to Southern California as we check on the Chargers at home in Carson. And for the moment, they find themselves trailing the visiting Carolina Panthers. Cam Newton's thrown a touchdown pass. Finally, we finish at MetLife Stadium to see what's going on with the Jets. And they were winners in that one as they take care of the visiting Denver Broncos. Sam Darnold, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. In the game you're watching, it's who else? Tom Brady with a strong first half.
So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. This one taken just inside the 10. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So here are the Patriots to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Brady now on 1st down. Gets it to Gordon. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It'll be a Patriot first down on a pickup of 16. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer. And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Nick Bosa tracks him down away in the backfield for a loss of 16.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They'll start on the ground with Breida. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Back near his goal line. Here's Garoppolo. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. They'll wind up with 3 yards out of that, and it's second down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety, being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
18 yards, first down Niners.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Joanne Williams, the rookie Vandy product, there to bat it away. Garoppolo to try again on second down. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And this is going to be intercepted. Devin McCourty picks it off.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
Brady and the Patriots now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there and a New England first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
On the ground is Michel. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for 13 and a New England first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Now Brady. That's complete. It's Gordon. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 41. Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now on 2nd and 13. Brady. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
To throw is Brady. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this fourth quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
72.
Now a first down carry. It's Michelle. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
They'll run with Michelle. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll make it 2nd and goal. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. To throw, it's Brady. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Quan Alexander able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So 3rd and goal, and the 49er faithful making some noise for their defense. And a big loss here as he's taken down. DeForest Buckner picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And it appears to me that someone's defensive coordinator is jockeying for a raise. A sack on 2nd and goal, a sack on 3rd and goal, now brings up a decision on 4th down.
And this one is right down the middle. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Garoppolo. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. They're giving those short little routes. Tackled him in bounds, too. They're just not wanting to get beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes. But now you got to have guys who can actually break tackles and increase those gains.
Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. Garoppolo now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. He'll find his man. That's Taylor again. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Joejuan Williams. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it. This is Michelle. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. The throw on second down by Brady is incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Working from the gun, it's Brady. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. And now look at him go. And into the end zone. A pick six for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
And this is secured by the Patriots. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Now Brady to try again after the pick six. Steps away to his left. He's going to take off with it. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game.
Wait 20. Watch the screen. Alpha.
On the ground, this is Michelle. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining.
Wide 80. 54. Here we go,
And it's Michelle once again. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. And now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And that will wind up just short. He had it on line. It ran out of gas at the end. And this score will stay right where it is. And that miss should just about write a finish to this one.
Yeah, they needed 2 scores, and they needed that field goal there to be the first one and still give them an opportunity. But now, with the time left on the clock, I think this one's about finished.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Garoppolo looks to throw. Of course, remember, you need a touchdown here, and the Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. Dante Hightower coming in for the sack from his linebacker spot. Another try after the first down sack. Garoppolo.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The Pats at the line ready to go. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. Looking for Edelman, and he hits him. It's complete. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the one touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for the Patriots, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they'll have another road date next week.
right, gentlemen, we made way too many mistakes this week, okay? The coaching staff has gone in. We've simplified the game plan. Let's go out here and execute. Hey, we got to execute to win.
Wait, set. Alabama. Green 80. Hey, Alabama, Alabama. Wait, set. Wait, 20. Let's go up. No, 66. Wait, set. 53. Wait, it hit. Wait, set. Wait, 80. Alert. Wait, set. Green 80. Wait, put hit. Wait, set. 29. Alpha. Wait, put hit. Wait, set. Green 80. Gold 50. Wait, set. 53. Green 80 hit. Wait,
This
set.
is it.
Flag 20.
You only got one shot. Time to go for gold.
All right, gentlemen, you must have had your oats this morning because today was a great practice. The coaching staff, we can't ask for much more. If you guys consistently do that, we're going to win a lot of ball games.
everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be a great matchup between the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So I'll hand it over to our broadcast team.
Thank you, Coach. From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And they will be led out by their 6'6" quarterback.
And what I'm looking for from him today, the things every quarterback is looking to do. Lead his team to a victory. Doesn't matter whether he's throwing it, running it, handing it off, however he has to do it, as well as exhibiting some leadership, that's what he's trying to accomplish.
A first carry for Kenyon Drake. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. From the gun, it's Drake. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain. But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And the Patriots take over. So now the Patriots getting set to take over on offense. They're led out by a guy who's done just about everything you could ever imagine to do in this league, the great Tom Brady.
It's been a lot of fun watching him develop in his career, but that will to win, he's had that probably since birth, and it transmits itself throughout his entire ball club. Watching him play, it can be an absolute joy unless you're on the other team.
This is Sony Michel. He grew up a few miles north of here. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers plant their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
That one good for 13 and a New England first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Michel, and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That'll be a New England first down, a gain of 12. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
That one good for 13 and a New England first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Brady's throw caught by Lacoste, the tight end, and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give him 15 yards on that one, and New England has a first down. They'll run on first down. Michel. And they'll get this down to the 10. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Drake will start the drive on the ground. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. Defensively, here are the starters for New England. They were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
And they needed to be, because that game was a game you don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of a game, and they got it done.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again. Just like last week, each game is its own entity, treated as such.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves, maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Well, look now at our starting defense. They're a unit that enters play way down, number 28 in the NFL right now against the run.
And when people talk about facing a challenge, they are certainly getting one in this ball game, because they're facing the #1 rushing unit in the NFL, which means it's going to...
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Raekwon McMillan. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
Go to 8-3.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack. Lawrence Guy coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. A handoff to the right side. It's Drake. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. Off the play fake. Herbert. He's going to launch this thing way down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Devin McCourty picks it off. And a very good return as he'll take it all the way up to the 40-yard line. Keelan Cole, the intended target. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
We're scoreless after 1. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. On the ground, Michelle. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. Brady going to try and throw on 3rd down. That's caught by the tight end, Lacoste. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Trent Murphy, the one to bring him down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. On play action, now Brady. That's out to his running back, Michel. And he'll go down at the 28.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Now Brady. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Jerome Baker right there in coverage.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the 2nd quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
And feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
On 2nd down, it's Drake. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. On 3rd down, Herbert. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Patriots. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and a Patriot touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And I never played quarterback, but I'm thinking as a quarterback, you're a little bit into the game now. 2nd quarter, you're losing. You're not playing well. Probably feels like a lot of weight on your shoulder. Under pressure, they got him again. It's John Simon with a sack.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, it's not been their bread and butter. I don't know, is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use. What do you think, Brandon? I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And he hits Drake. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's Matt Hawk now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half, 10-0 our score. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And out will come the offense as they take over. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And he's had his chances in this game. He just hasn't been able to find any daylight so far.
Patience, patience, patience. And that's the hard part for a runner because they expect every run to be a big one for something to pop. So they have to sometimes go through the struggles before it happens for them later in the game. But you got to give credit to the rest of the team. They've worked around the fact that he hasn't had his normal big game.
Yeah, despite his struggles, still winning here in the second quarter. Devon Godchaux up to make the tackle. On second down, Michelle. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Give the sack to Jerome Baker. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Now, meanwhile, the throw by Brady knocked away, incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, it's Brady. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think. It is. At the 6-yard line. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin him back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Throwing to start the drive. Herbert. And they're going to sack him again. The 5th time they've gotten him today, and this one results in a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
Harris now to return. Offense marching back onto the field, and our focus shifts here to Sony Michel. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
Hey, 66.
Keeping it on the ground on first, Michel. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. It'll be a Patriot first down on a pickup of 16. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Hey, set. 380. Hey, here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. 380.
On first down, Michel, and he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. So we come upon halftime in what's a 12-point game at the break. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll begin with two teams who don't really like each other all that much as Oakland heads out to take on Kansas City. And they are seconds away from halftime, all tied in that one. From there, it's off to Jacksonville to see what's going on with the Jags. And they trail the visiting Steelers as that game has gone to the half. Ben Roethlisberger has thrown a couple of touchdown passes. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie. See what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And that game is tied as they take on the visiting Tennessee Titans. In the game you're watching, it's who else? Tom Brady with a strong first half. His guys are out in front as we get back.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This one fielded at the 5. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. So here are the Patriots to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. So Brady and the Pats take over 1st and 10 at their own 24. Here's Brady. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Looking back to the air on 2nd down, it's Brady. That's to his running back, Sony Michel. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And Brady's throw there, incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
And he's taken down inside the 30. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot 1st down. He had a really solid first half running the football and picking up where he left off here in the 3rd quarter.
How about the yardage he's piling up right now? This feels like a full game, not just a series that we're watching right now. I know people are screaming, worthy adjustments from halftime on the defensive side of the ball. Sometimes they're just not there. Sometimes you just have to find a way to tackle someone.
That's caught. It's Thomas. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
He's come a long way since his time at Georgia Tech. What did he run at Tech? He ran hitches and go routes, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, but he ran them really well. He averaged well over 20 yards a catch while he was there. And he still creates downfield in the NFL. That big body and that willingness to go catch the football, he's pretty impressive.
And his friends call him Bebe, the nickname his uncle gave him back in the day. 2nd down and goal. Brady to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Brady now on 3rd and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Josh Gordon, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Herbert going deep here for Parker. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now Drake. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And finding Keelan Cole. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Back to throw. Herbert, complete. This is Albert Wilson. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Here's a quick throw out to Wilson. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Looking to throw. Herbert. And this is Parker, complete. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Running for the shotgun with Drake.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th.
Set 50, plant.
On first down, Herbert, the throw taken in by Cole. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On second down, it's Drake. And he'll get this one down to about the 17.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, that's...
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Eric Ebron, his first touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed, way harder to cover than before.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
To throw is Brady. And an alley to run. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Check 99. Check 99. Topper. Check safety.
Brady going to throw. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. And he'll get this down close to a first down at about the Dolphins' 40-yard line. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Brady's throw there complete, and taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 14 yards is the pickup there, and a New England first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Brady gets it to Gordon, and able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. Dance feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Brady going to look to throw. He's got Lacoste, his tight end. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Throwing now is Brady. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a first down, threw a fastball when that wasn't necessary. Incomplete pass. When are these quarterbacks going to learn? You don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, It's darn close.
And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. So the Dolphins now down by 15. At time, a huge factor. A fourth straight defeat looming on the horizon, barring a comeback here as they've got him with a first down. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. 2nd and 1. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Now a play fake here on first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw again. Herbert. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now a draw play with Drake. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Patriots defense is going to take over on downs. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Again, it's Michelle. And an alley to run. And he's got this down to the 35. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. On the handoff, it's Michelle. Now the Patriots will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Alabama, 380. No gain on this defense, no gain. Hey, hey!
Brady going to throw here. That's out to his running back, Michelle. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more. A little insult to injury here late in the game. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for the Pats, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Miami, they suffer their 4th loss so far. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew.